My name's Emily. I'm in my last semester of German studies here. My major is Germanic literature, and I'm relatively fluent in speaking and listening to German. Writing's a little bit more difficult.
Okay.
I think the main challenge is being able to express yourself as well academically in German as you can in English. Like the problem of, using different phrases or different grammatical structures in German as opposed to how you would naturally just write it in English is tricky. I normally started quite a bit sooner than I would start an English paper, just so that I have time to formulate what I want to say and then figure out, okay, now how would they say this in German if they were writing for the same level at a German university, and leaving enough time so that I can go back and look up every single noun and figure out, the case and prepositions effect on it. So just leaving more time for editing. Definitely. Depends on the length of the project. I would say a few days sooner than I would start it if it was an English paper. English papers, normally once you get good at formulating a thesis and the arguments for it, then you can do it in a couple of days. But if it's a paper in your foreign language, then you need to leave enough time to edit for grammar, definitely. I think I start off normally in the same way that I would in English, building kind of, tree with umbrella terms, and then going off, okay, well, if this is going to be my focus, what ways can I discuss that more in depth? And definitely just writing a quick outline for yourself, even if you don't have to turn one into the class, helps you to get your ideas in order. So it's basically the same way I would in English, just leaving more time in between everything to make sure that I have it in proper German. I think that if you can find someone outside of your classes or within your classes that has a better language level than you, who you can run all the grammar and formulations by, then it definitely helps. If you're just going from your own knowledge for whatever reason, like if you don't have time to run everything by your professor, then just making sure that you have all the grammar textbooks you need so that you can look at each individual component and go back through and say, are all my commas here correct? Are all of my, genders correct? So just making sure that you have all the resources necessary. I think that the best series of books overall, like if you're going to be furthering your writing in a second language, for German, definitely like the Duden, anthology. They have ones on how to write an essay. They have ones on how to cite things, and on German as a second language dictionaries. And I think that if you can get away from just a straight English to German dictionary and go for like the Deutsche Zeitsprache, then it will definitely help you just build your vocabulary so that you won't have to rely on those as much in the future. And I think just running everything through like an English language grammar expert or something, making sure that you are, don't have run-ons, can be a problem in German, then that'll help your writing overall. That's a good question. I think that if you have a solid 2 or 3 days to write a paper, to actually sit down and write it once you've thought out your topic and theme, then that's enough that you can get enough space away from it to go back and edit your own work. If you leave it till the last day, then it's really hard to look and find your own errors, because it's just so fresh in your mind. I think for a 5-page paper, like if you have 3-4 days to write it, then you have enough time to look at it critically. I think the overall thing that I've learned in college is to start early so that you can look it over again and again and again. If you have, 1 day to write and look at a paper, you're not going to have your best work. And I I definitely think that giving it to someone else for a fresh pair of eyes on it can help support, you know, your argument, find better evidence if you don't have enough, and just fix the grammar. So, you know, leave enough time for yourself to look it over critically, and if possible, find someone else.